I had a sinking feeling I wouldn't be making this video today. I mean, I've been following NYC's mayoral primary, hoping for Zohran to pull off a victory. But then reality, or what I thought was going to be reality, began to sink in. Andrew Cuomo was New York's governor. He carries huge baggage here in New York for just his last name alone. What, like $25 million at least was poured into his campaign. He was drowning in super PAC money from billionaires like Bloomberg. He got Bill Clinton's endorsement the other day, and Jim Clyburn's endorsement too, the guy who pretty much handed the 2020 primary to Joe Biden. I don't watch live TV, but I've seen other NYC residents say they've been hammered with anti-Zohran ad after anti-Zohran ad. There's also a YouTube channel, I believe, called Clickbait Wasteland. I've been seeing a lot in my YouTube feed that has videos where a woman is doing street interviews here in NYC asking everyday people about the mayoral primary, asking them who they support, and a lot of them said Andrew Cuomo and didn't really give much reason beyond, yeah, I think he has experience, he was governor and I recognize his name, so I'll get behind him. So that made me even more cynical going into this primary because I was like, this is surely a representation of the dumb, low information median voters who will push Cuomo to the top. So factoring all of this in, even though, again, I really wanted Zohran to win, I had low expectations. But none of this mattered in the end because Zohran actually fucking won. Holy shit. It wasn't even the close race that everyone was saying it was going to be on top of that. This goes beyond the best case scenario people had for Zohran. Even the most optimistic polls from Mamdani had him winning by like, what, a point or two? Going into this primary, me and many other people were like, okay, Cuomo is probably going to win the first round. And then hopefully in the forthcoming rounds, Mamdani peels off enough votes from the other candidates, and especially Lander, since Mamdani and Lander cross-endorsed each other. And, you know, NYC has ranked choice voting for Dem primaries, which I love so much, and should really be the style of voting we have for national elections as well. But let me not get too much into that here. I do want to make a whole video about why I like ranked choice voting. Maybe that'll be my next video, I don't know. But anyway, I really thought that if Zohran did win, it would be a victory he would barely eke out. But no, in the first round alone, he has 70,000 more votes than Cuomo. He is 7 points ahead of Cuomo, and I know, the race isn't technically over yet. Next week the race will be officially called. But I mean, come on. Cuomo already conceded. Lander got over 100,000 votes in just the first round. It is a good bet to say most of those votes will go over to Zohran. Same thing with most of the other candidates on the ballot. There is no path to victory for Cuomo in this primary, and oh my god, I am elated. I am fucking elated. Make no mistake about this. This is a resounding rejection of the do-nothing Democratic establishment. Zohran isn't some 80-year-old ghoul backed by corporations and billionaires. He is a 33-year-old progressive that came seemingly the fuck out of nowhere. He ran on policies like freezing the rent, free buses, free childcare, city-owned grocery stores, and other policies that would actually benefit regular fucking people in this city and not just the top 1%. He ran a fucking campaign that actually represented his constituency and addressed their struggles. And what the fuck did Cuomo do in comparison? Coast by on name recognition alone, let the dark money he was receiving buy the primary for him. But what did all of the billionaire money, APAC money, the Democratic establishment coalescing around him lead to in the end? An upset no one saw coming. I hope this signifies a major shift in the Democratic Party. It's time to get useless assholes like Schumer and Jeffries the fuck out. Zohran is running a campaign that actually fucking stands for something, and he isn't afraid to call the Trump administration for what it really is, a fascist regime. You don't see him trying to fucking play nice with Trump and Republicans, and the voters took notice of this, and guess what? They voted for him in mass. There were even many people who had never even even voted in an election before, who participated in this primary and voted for Zohran. It isn't just fringe, easily ignorable leftists anymore who are frustrated with the Democratic Party. Most of your fucking base wants to see real and meaningful resistance from you. They don't want to see crusty old Chuck Schumer on CNN or wherever the fuck touting that he sent Trump a strongly worded letter and hopefully that'll set him straight. No, instead they are gravitating towards people with real bite, and that is exactly what you saw last night with Zohran Mamdani's victory. Your base is tired of politicians who are a slave to capital, a slave to billionaires and corporations who give them money, instead of actually caring about their fucking constituency. And your base is wisening the fuck up that you don't care one iota about them, and won't fight for them if you don't see any personal benefit out of it. And yes, I know, this is still far from over. Zohran only won the Democratic primary. There is still the general in November. The Democratic establishment will definitely try to rat fuck him any way they can. The right is already mobilized and is trying to fearmonger that NYC has fallen to communism. And of course, if he does attain mayorship, it will not be a cakewalk by any means trying to implement his policies. But for now, just let me have this moment. A left-wing populist actually won the Democratic mayoral primary in NYC. Jesus fucking Christ. And a real populist on top of that, not a fucking billionaire who was born with a silver spoon up his ass, who has spent both of his presidential terms doing the bidding of billionaires and corporations. But for once, something actually good happened. And in this city I have lived in my entire life on top of that. I'm not gonna lie, that makes me a little emotional. But moving on from that, one more thing. Suck it, AIPAC. All of the stupid smearing that Zohran is an anti-Semite because he is an outspoken advocate against the genocide of Palestinians went fucking nowhere. Today's been a great day. I have never felt more proud to have been born and raised in NYC than I do right now. Anyway, that's all I have to say. Bye-bye.